It's going down. It's like 10 minutes till Bro Days is going to start. Oh, wait a second. My clock is off. It is exactly Bro Days. It's 6 minutes past the start of Bro Days. Bro Days should have already started. This is the very first Bro Days. Oh no, wait, somebody's asking where I'm at. Oh, this is so exciting. It's happening. Bro Days, his name is Harpo Darpo. Oh, that cracks me up. 8 minutes late, starting Bro Days. It should have started 8 minutes ago. Oh, somebody's calling me. It sounds like it's about to start. It sounds like it's here. I'm so nervous.
Okay, everyone shut up and welcome to the inaugural Bro Day. Happiest day of my life. Happiest day of my life. Okay. Alright, so, first off, we've got the most important question that everyone has to answer. Actually, there's like 4 questions here. Okay, let's go around and say, okay, if I were a superhero, what power would I have? Remember, we're going for originality here. So, I'll start. Hold on. Yeah, you go ahead. Okay, I'll talk slowly so you guys have time to think of something. Alright, so, my power would be to control pubic hair. Not my own. People. Okay, so that's the first part of the question. Let's just go around and, let's do that. Let's, go around and have everyone just answer it piece by piece. Okay, so, Boggle?
Oh, dude, I'm gonna go get some curry. I'll get to it last.
No. Come on, Bert, do it now. I called on you for a reason.
Oh, God. Alright, what's the question? What if I was a superpower?
Yeah.
I would like to be the Hulk so I can fucking beat the crap out of every motherfucker out there.
Boggle.
What?
Originality.
Oh, it has to be my own, okay. Can I be like an Indian Hulk? No, wait, Indian...
That's still not original. You're just taking 2 things that don't make a real thing.
Fuck, man, shit. Alright, mind control. Oh, I want to control everybody's limbs. So when they act like a faggot, their limbs freeze and I beat them up.
Alright. We need to go deeper. What makes someone act like a faggot?
Acting gay, acting annoying, not acting proper, acting immature.
Be nice. All those things are like the biggest things I've ever heard. Be more specific with it.
Oh, okay. Specificity. Say someone is being sarcastic all the time, and he's a dude. He's not acting proper. Like I'm saying something and being sarcastic. Right. I would definitely want to freeze him and punch him.
Okay. So if I went, oh yeah, Boggles is a great student, guys. Then all of a sudden you'd be able to I can't move my arms anymore, right?
Yeah, I'll freeze you, and then I'll slap you left and right. Fucking faggot, don't be sarcastic. And then we'll get on the business. And then I'll unfreeze you. Like, oh, all right.
And then he'll finish you off with a big slap.
Oh, yeah, nice. Good job, Boggle. I'm proud.
Sweet.
Okay. So now we have the Asian, concrete.
The Asian? Oh, man.
I think, you're pretty much Asian. I mean, you're from Australia, but you're originally Asian.
I came here around 6 years ago. 5 years ago.
Okay, so what does that have to do with your superpower?
Yeah. Anyway, my special power would be to make mushroom tips all over the world jizz out.
Fucking serial killer.
And make girls have orgasms by what's the word? By what's a power that can control the minds with?
Oh,
telekinesis. That's the word. Telekinesis.
Right.
And my arch nemesis would
wait, that'll be later. Yeah, we gotta give everyone time to think, time to, stew on it.
Except the Boggles.
Yeah.
No worries, Harpo. That's sweet.
Boggles, we just like beating up on you. It's just fun, and it makes all of us stronger, especially...
Oh, that's good.
Okay, hey Plum, you gonna toss in? Or are you just, watching while taking notes? I don't think he's responding. Okay, so...
He's taking notes. Now you're just listening.
Yeah.
Alright, next. Who's next?
We've got the jar. Let's go with the jar.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Originally, I thought this was going to be really serious, so I actually went to, some pit. No, some good ideas. Sick ideas. Listen, but because of the context right now, I think that my superpower would be to be able to control gravity.
I like how he shifted
Go
the context.
Of the examples in the ebook about like principles and stuff like that.
It sounds like a nerd day.
I thought that
Jar.
Yeah.
That means you're supposed to be more expressive or something. I don't know.
more sense.
Yeah, less ebook, I guess.
Yeah, relax, Jar. Come on.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I was going to, when Concrete brought his up, I was going to say something like, well, we should keep it like, let's keep it kind of G-rated. Like, I guess, controlling pubic hair is PG-rated. But,
I got offended.
yeah. But, in the future, don't offend him.
Please.
Alright, so with that in mind, Jar.
This guy's so terrible.
Jar,
Oh, cool. We're gonna have like 20 guests all the time.
so, I'll let you control gravity still, but, for the next question, think about how you would use it in kind of less of a nerdy way.
In a nerdy way?
Less of a nerdy way.
I have an objection though.
A practical way.
Okay, I'm going to hear your objection.
You said original, and I think the girl in Fantastic Four, somebody already X-Men, they can control gravity, right? Or is that?
I don't know.
Like, I don't actually do this superhero stuff at all. I have no idea.
Okay, alright, fine.
Alright. Okay, well, I figured that, there's probably going to be some sort of comic book nerd in this crowd that was going to be like,
It's not.
you can't do that, But, it ended, actually, since I'm the one in charge, I'm going to say, I'm going to still allow it. And shut up, Boggles.
What the fuck?
Alright, let's go on to Mr. Torero, the bullfighter.
Yes. All right. So if I had my choice of superpowers, I'd say I want to be able to like have different bodies of me at different places, so I can multitask, do different things, and get more things done in a day. Kind of nothing too special, but I think I get a lot more done.
Wah, wah, wah.
Hey,
You'd be Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes when he builds the duplicator.
wait, what?
You ever read Calvin and Hobbes as a kid? It's the freaking greatest comic strip of all time.
I didn't read comic books.
No. It was like a Sunday comic strip in the newspapers and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't read that either. Damn it.
You had a terrible childhood. Are you like playing a drum solo on your keyboard? Not anymore? Okay. So, yeah. Your power is to, make multiple copies of yourself, and so you can have a circle jerk with yourself.
Not so much a circle jerk, just so I can multitask.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it's the kind of multitasking.
Okay. A circle jerk would be multitasking, though.
It's single tasking. It's single tasking all the way. You're
Okay,
going towards
that's
one. You're going towards one goal.
Hey,
But there's three of you.
Light in there.
Sir.
No, sir. Light in there. What's your superpower?
Oh, hey. Well, it's funny. Maybe I'm too serious for this crew, but it would definitely be to go back in time and just go back to historical events and see them happen. I wouldn't even have to, have a body and be able to, be seen or anything. There's just, there's some things I want to see.
Visible.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
You want to be a fly on the wall.
That's the least original thing I've ever heard.
I didn't want to be the one to say it.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck did you say?
Alright, okay. Now, light in there.
Sure.
I didn't like that.
Okay. Alright, I have a fallback.
Funny.
I got more silly. Okay, one more silly one.
No,
It'd be
not
really
silly.
cool.
Original.
What? Okay. It'd be really cool. It'd be really cool to be able to remove a person's body hair just by rubbing them with my hand. So those armpits and stuff, I could just do it right away, like it was nothing.
And pubic hair.
Sure, absolutely, yes. It's just like
Okay,
wiping up a spill.
Light in there, you've redeemed yourself. Well,
Thank you.
I
That's
applaud.
gonna be handy. Pubic hair removal.
Oh boy. But I am going to say go on to let's see here, into the forum topic, Rodays, and read up on the next questions are how would I use the power, who would be my arch nemesis, and why? Those are the next 3 questions. And it kind of sounds like you might not have read them, so read it. And think hard. Harder than you ever had. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, so Plum is just smoking in the corner. Okay. Now, Boggler,
Oh, I'm eating curry. Go on.
Eat curry while thinking. Well, shoot.
Oh, in the Arch Nemesis, you're already there? Okay.
Actually, I forgot what your power is already.
Huh?
I forgot what your power is already.
Oh, the power was where I can make the other guy freeze. Like, make the packet freeze and bitch slap him.
Okay, well, I guess that kind of answers the next question. Like, how would you use it? Like, who would you fight? Like, do you have specific types of crime that you want?
Yeah. Have you seen How Can She Slap?
Yes.
I can freeze all those motherfuckers, bitch slap all of them, and then help that little guy redeem himself and then walk away.
I would pay good money to see that.
There you go.
That's very nice. Very nice.
Internet top guy.
Yes. Okay, so, Mr.
The in-person guys. Alright,
okay.
Alright, is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn. So
So how will I use the power?
Yeah.
How will I fight my enemies? Well, have a think, man. I mean, I can make folks jizz, alright? What's his name? Dr. Doom fight me with Petty's bent over having an orgasm.
That's a very good point.
Who's that? Who's Doctor?
I don't really, maybe I should have made you change your power. In fact, I'm going to make you change your power.
I was thinking that as well. It's gonna take time.
Think of a better one. Okay, think of a better one by the time I finish counting to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, alright, your superhero just got kicked out of the Justice League.
Yeah, he was castrated.
Yeah. He's not a team player. Alright.
Maybe, I can't think of anything, serious. If I spit milk out of my nipples, is that legit?
So basically you want to be a woman.
I can't think of anything right now.
Come on, man. Come on. You do better than that.
Okay, I'm going to vomit in disapproval. And then I'm going to just go on to Jar.
Yeah.
Tell us.
What would I do?
Yeah, what's your modus operandi with your superpower?
Well, I'm figuring if I can, alter gravity, then that means I can make different things way more than they usually would. So I think I would end up, taking people's shoes if I were, in a soccer game or something. I'd take their cleats and I'd make them weigh a lot, and then I'd just burn pie everybody, and I'd just score 1,000 goals in one game. Yeah.
You really love soccer, don't you?
Well, yeah, or it could be like a race, or maybe I'm trying to get to, some train, and it's gonna leave, and I can just slow it down, right, and I can get there on time. I don't know.
You're a terrible superhero if you're just going to use your power to cheat at sports.
Well, okay. What if it's it's a bad guy plane, okay, and it's taking off with all the money and stuff because they're robbers, and then they make it crash, and then I save the money. I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. No, actually, no. That's
At least say it like you mean it. Say it like you mean it.
Alright, I'm gonna go again. So there's a bad guy plane, and I'd make it crash, and I'd take all the money back, and I'd give it to the poor, like around it.
Neat.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Borrero.
Alright, so like I was saying, the purpose of mine is to be able to do lots of things at once. So, you know how people are always saying, I wish I had more time in the day. Effectively, this is what it does. So I could be working out at the same time and, let's say, reading a book or writing a post at the same time. And then down the line, I would just go back to one body and I would have that work, the results. Yeah, that's all I got, guys.
Sweet.
So sweet.
I would like,
Yeah, I don't care to save the world. I just want to make myself better.
Yeah, fuck the world.
no, we're all part of the world, guys.
Yeah.
It's going down the shitter either way.
Alright.
We gotta become like true men and stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna side hardcore.
What?
Yeah, which is why I want to work out and then read on the forum, work on my expression, and then be working my job and all that, and I could do more of that in one day.
Bros,
HS1.
I'm the game.
Okay. You're going to have to tell us some very important things. Mr. Indian number 2. What you're going to have to tell us is your superpower and how you would use it, preferably to fight crime, but, well, apparently there's a strong current of people wanting to cheat at sports and stuff like that.
Oh, you can't use it to fuck chicks or something?
No, actually don't.
Okay.
That's what we have this for.
Manhood Academy for, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you have to have a name for your superhero, because I don't have one, I just have a power.
You don't, that's, let's make someone else do that on a different bro day. For now, you're Mr. VIP, very special, HF 101. And, yeah, tell us your superpower.
Okay, well, my superpower is the ability to read minds. And what I would use this superpower for, I would use it for a variety of things. I'd use it for fighting crime, kind of like what's the movie, The Minority Report, where, it's like I'd some kind of like pre-crime lab, where I could predict some crimes that will happen. I could say, that guy's gonna go and kill someone. I can look into his mind. I can see, him thinking about the murder before he commits it.
Hold on a sec.
Then
I have to say, it sounds like a mid-season replacement TV show plot. And it would get canceled pretty quickly. So,
original.
Okay, yeah, we're going for originality here. So, think about, like, the last hobo you saw on the street. Not hobo. Muttering to himself. What is he muttering to himself? Like, if he had a superpower, what would think of, like, what that hobo would have. That would be...
okay. Like tinfoil hat type of guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Last hobo I saw on the street not too long ago. Just trying to think.
Get into his mind. Think to yourself, I've only eaten Doritos for the last 3 months. My dog protects me when I sleep, but he only eats Doritos too. Pretty soon we're gonna have a fight about Doritos.
See, I'm homeless. I've gone crazy and lonely. Trying to mumble random shit.
You get bit by a radioactive hobo.
What do I want to do to satisfy that random shit? These random thoughts I would want the ability to see into government buildings. Like I could see into the Pentagon, or receive signals from people who are working in the Pentagon or the Department of Defense, or the Secret Service agents around the White House.
Ooh.
You know what our government's doing.
Hold on a sec. How do you get Skype to show not just, like, everybody's smiling faces, but also it sounds like, I think, Clement's, like, writing a whole bunch of, typing a whole bunch of messages, and I don't know how to get into that.
Oh, I don't know. The little chat bar thingy?
Yeah.
Oh, you press the down thing, dude.
Down thing?
Who wants to get there?
I'll take this on. Okay, so contact recent.
Okay, wait, I think I found it. It's just really, really tiny.
Yeah, it's really tiny. Skype programmers.
I clicked on pop out, and then I got to the message box, and then it says calls in a separate window, and then
yeah, you got it.
Whatever you want.
Okay. Ah, now I see it.
Oh.
This is wonderful. Hi.
Oh, you didn't have this.
Oh man.
Okay, hold on. Let's call timeout because I got to get going pretty soon. So let's since this is an opportunity to actually go over bro days, our very first bro days, which it's it's so terrible.
Yeah.
If I was a chick, I'd be like, how do I get off of this date? Let me get out of here quick.
Good, I didn't host
Okay,
the first one.
so Boggles. So aside from Boggles tearing up into everything, let's go round to who do we got first of all on here right now?
Harpo, Boggles, Jar.
Hold on a second.
Right in there.
So as a good leader, I need to figure out who's who on here. So I got to do logistics. So the first thing I'm going to do as a leader is I'm going to take roll call so I know who I'm talking to. This is part of being a leader here during the call is knowing what to do. And it's obvious you have no clue what you're doing. So you're very not prepared for this. So that shows. And all the pauses, you don't know what you're doing. You're like these long silences. For me, it's like cringeworthy, but I don't care because I'm just kind of recording it and seeing what you're going to do. But for for somebody else who's talking to you, especially like a chick, she's like, what the fuck? All this dead silence. It's no problem if you're having dead silence and you know what you're doing. For instance, listen to me, right? What's the difference between you talking, Harpo, and me talking?
You've got a direction.
Exactly. How do you know that? Let's see. Who do we got on here? Jar. How do you know that? How do you know I have a direction?
I think that,
Hold on. Before you answer that, I still want you to answer that. I just want to make sure we get everybody on here. So there's Jar, there's Boggles. Who else?
High school.
HS.
Concrete.
Who? Concrete. Concrete. Torero. Who else?
Hey, man.
Who?
Lighter than air.
Lighter than air. Who else?
Some other kid. Oh, high school.
We got that. So we got Jar, Boggles, HS, Concrete, Torero, Lighter Than Air. Anybody else I didn't include? Harpo. Forget it, bro. Okay. Anybody else? That it?
That's it. Hold on.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, good. They would have sounded off if they didn't know. Jar, go ahead.
All right, I think that everything that you say, it directs towards one point that you're trying to make.
How do you know that practically? That's all theoretical.
Practically?
Yes, how do you know that practically?
Well, right now you're trying to, like, coach Harpo on what he could do better, right?
Yeah, but what's the differences, like, in our sounds, in our physical sounds, that you know that I'm doing something and you know that, and also you know that something's off with Harpo and what he's trying to do?
I guess everything you're doing is it's full of statements. Like, what's coming out of your mouth, it sounds like it's, I don't know, some of Harpo things, like, I think Harpo's doing an okay job.
Yeah, he's not doing a terrible job at all. He's doing a so-so job, but there's definite places where you can tell there's problems. Torero, how do you know?
I can sense more hesitancy in Harpo's tone.
Definitely.
You take pauses where you can tell you're deliberating or you're figuring out how exactly you want to say it. You sound more articulate.
Yes. Okay. So how does that make you feel when I start talking? I take over for Harpo.
It feels a lot better because, like they said, there's more direction to it, and whereas Harpo, it's more like it raises more questions, like how's it going? Well,
yeah, when Harpo's going back and forth, he's like and I guesses, and people are talking, and there's kind of like somebody would say something, and there's no response from Harpo. There's no feedback, which is an important part of social interaction. You know, if somebody says something, right? It could be stupid, it could be interesting, but because Harpo is not responding to that statement, it's left in the air, and the person is left feeling how?
I'm kind of confused because I thought he was giving, like, when he told our superheroes, he told us, like, what he thought.
Yes, there is definitely some feedback. But I don't know if you noticed in some places, people would say some things, and there wasn't that acknowledgement, and it's kind of like left up in the air, or he might start saying, I guess, or move on, and that statement is just left hanging out there. Like, for instance, Concrete's talking about jizzing on mushrooms.
Yeah.
And sometimes he says something, but sometimes it's left out there. And there's no response. What happens then?
You know, I think what that was, it's a bad habit that I have of, like, sometimes when I try to, like, punish somebody by doing, like, a stunned silence sort of thing.
Right.
But the problem with that is I'm not being specific to what I don't like about it.
Yes, you're not just, you're maybe punishing by the silent part, but what's the main thing missing?
Incentive?
Acknowledgement.
Incentive acknowledgement. Okay. What is he trying to do? If let's say, for me, I typed a couple things on there, but obviously they weren't cluing anybody in. Let's say Concrete's talking about jizzing on mushrooms or mushrooms jizzing or whatever. Whenever I hear that combination, I'm immediately disturbed. I don't want to talk about jizzing mushrooms, so what do I need to do?
Hey, don't talk about that shit.
Okay, that's punishment. That's what we already covered that.
Hit things on the butt.
Well,
no.
I also have to give him, you have to give him a direction to
Yes,
go.
that's what's missing. The direction is missing. That is what everybody's missing here is the direction. Boggles is all just jumping on things. Punish this, punish this, punish this. Okay, great. So I stopped doing that. Now what? Well, now we're left with dead silence. We're back to square one. If we don't know what we're doing nothing. We're stuck here, right? What's that?
Sorry. Something that came to my mind here. I was answering in my mind your question.
Go ahead.
That you asked Jar, I think it was. And you said, well, what's different about when you piped up
Yes.
versus when Harpo was in charge?
Right.
What came to my mind was, in some way, I can't tell you how, but I can just tell that you have a clear picture in your mind of what this is supposed to be.
Right, but
how this is supposed to go.
Exactly. So it's not just you're sensing that, but there are definite cues I'm giving you verbally that tell you that.
Well, yeah, that's all I have is hearing, of course.
Right, but that's exactly that. There's important things that I'm doing that are letting you know. Those are the cues that are letting you know. It's okay to feel secure now because somebody knows what they're doing. Somebody knows what direction they're going, where they're taking this. So now I feel secure in the social interaction. I feel at ease.
Like on a date, frankly.
Exactly. Do you notice when Harpo was talking about 5 minutes ago, there's kind of a tension in the air. It feels kind of tense in some places. Like, for instance, when you're talking, you're kind of laughing and giggling and whatnot, but then there's certain instances, I don't know if you felt it, but I definitely felt it, where there's kind of a tension in the air. Anybody else sense that?
Yeah.
Why is that tension created, Concrete?
Well, attention is created because chaos. It's because there's no, there's no direction
Yes.
whatsoever.
It's like
we all don't know where we're going.
yes.
And
That creates tension. It creates I don't know. It creates stuttering. It creates all these little little telltale ticks. The I don't know what I'm doing. Right. All this kind of tension builds up because you don't know what you're doing, and that's conveyed to your audience. So your audience. Yes, there's definitely parts where he's trying to lead it someplace where he's like, okay, we're going to get back on track. This is what we're doing, right? So in a general sense, you go, okay, so he has some things written down. He has some things planned. But micromanagement-wise, there's a lot of tension because he's not able to get his expectations met. Why isn't he able to get his expectations met? Lighter than air. Why isn't he able to get his expectations met?
Man. Well, I appreciate you even putting it that way, Plum, or I would never have gotten that.
Okay, well, Jar, why isn't he getting his expectations met?
Why doesn't he get his expectations
Why
met?
isn't he able to get his expectations met? Harpo, let's ask you. Why don't you know how to get your expectations met? Harpo?
First place. Can I answer?
Go ahead. Somebody answer. Lighter than air. Go ahead and answer.
Because he didn't know what his expectations were.
Yes, exactly. He did not know what his expectations were. Therefore,
Story of my life. Fuck.
he doesn't know how to enforce them. If you don't know what your expectations are coming into something, you don't know how to enforce them. This is why preparation is key. I haven't prepared for bro days. How come I'm able to do a better job than Harpo, and I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about? Superheroes this, news items that. How come I'm able to do a better job than Harpo, but I'm not prepared for bro days?
Because you're better trained in general.
Anybody else want to answer? High School 101, you want to answer?
You know your expectations, Plum.
Yes, I know my expectations. At the very base level, I know what I want to happen in a social interaction. I don't want there to be all this awkward pausing. I don't want there to be this uneasy feeling with my audience. I want them to enjoy themselves. So if I want them to enjoy themselves, I have to be going in a direction that takes us somewhere enjoyable, which means for basic social interaction, if I'm talking to Concrete and he says something I don't like, well, number one, I'm going to tell him, don't talk about jizzy mushrooms. Not allowed when I'm talking, especially when we're talking to a group of people. We don't want to be all disturbed. So what else do I need to add to that besides just don't do that? What else do I need to add? Boggles?
Direction.
Direction. Hey, hold on.
Boggles?
Talk about superheroes.
Boggles. What else do we need to add? We're telling him, don't do that. What do we need to add?
The direction, in the direction he should go in instead, like what he needs to
Yes,
speak
this is what you don't do.
Yeah.
You need to have the direction. Where do you want him to go? If he doesn't do that, okay, great. But now he's stuck at square one. You need to take him past square one. You need to say, look, I want this or this. Give him suggestions. Or even better yet, tell him what you expect. Don't talk about mushrooms. I want you to talk more about make it a superpower that's, G-rated, that you could tell a 3-year-old kid. So I need to let him know that. Because, in a sense, I know why I'm disturbed by it. But the important part is what?
Communicating that to the other person.
Yes, communicating my reaction. That's where the practice comes in handy. Because in a general sense, I know, I don't want to talk about mushrooms jizzing. It's different than the other topics we've been talking about. Plus I have a visceral reaction to that.
Yeah.
So what's the difference? What's the key difference that's going to change or give me the direction? I have to be able to express that direction. It's one thing to know I want to go to Vegas in my head. But if I'm just keeping that in my head and not telling you guys, there is no direction.
So, in terms of conveying my reaction, I'm conveying the irritation, but I'm not conveying the...
You're not conveying the irritation. That's the problem. There's a general sense of the irritation, but there's no conveying of that. There's no conveying of your reaction. I can't enter in. I don't know what the problem is. I have no direction, in other words. So I would need to say, not only Concrete, no jizzing on mushrooms. I would also need to say, Concrete. If I knew after talking to him, I could just get away and say no jizzing on mushrooms, and then if he was a socially competent person, he could just switch gears and say something else. But obviously he's not, and I should be picking up on the cues that he's giving me. Of course, he doesn't know what he's talking about. So then that means what? What do I need to do at that point?
Give him the direction.
Yes.
That I want him to go in.
Yes, lead exactly. So this is really a practice in leading, and if you notice, a lot of that practice is going to be in preparation. I have an advantage on Harpo because I anticipate there's going to be some social problems here. I anticipate there's going to be some dead space here, some dead air here. I anticipate that Boggles is going to cause disruptions. There's going to be disruptions here because there's not just one, it's not just Boggles in the interaction. You notice immediately, I don't know who's in here, so immediately what's the first thing I do?
Ask. You do a roll call.
Yes, do a roll call. It's a practical thing because I'm like, okay, I need to talk to these other people. I don't know who's in here, so I need to figure out who's in here. So immediately, right off the bat, I'm taking roll call. I'm organizing things. I'm bringing arrangement to it. I'm not just going, oh, here, let me talk out, just talk out into space and 7 people answer at once. If I did that the first time, let's say I was a bad leader and I didn't take roll, and I just do that the first time, I say, somebody just answer this question, and then like 20 people start talking at once. Well, if I'm a good leader, I'm going to learn from that. I'm going to go, oh, mistake. There's a lot of people talking at once. We can't get the answer. So that means I need to start, the more people I add to this conversation, the more organized I need to become. If there's only 2 people, and I just say somebody, call out, no problem, right? Because there's only 2 people. But practically speaking, Harpo, did you invite Rob?
Crap.
If Boggles is fucking up my conversation, right?
Online, I was wondering if you should
Yes,
bring him in.
I understand. If he's on, go ahead and bring him in. Is he on right now?
Yeah, bring him in.
Bring him in.
Go ahead, bring him in.
I don't have a Skype.
Plum, I wanted to clarify one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
In terms of conveying your reaction, like I didn't tie leading in as part of conveying my reaction. Like my reaction is like, oh, punish, but then I never saw leading as part of my reaction. Right?
Yes, this is part. We always talk about leading. This is like initiating. It's the same type of thing. If I'm initiating something, that doesn't just mean there's a difference, because there's a difference between initiating, like just going peaches.
Yeah.
Aren't I initiating something? If I just say peaches.
Yeah, you open your mouth and said something. Yeah.
But what's the problem, Jar? If I just say peaches. Yes.
Peaches.
Jar. What's the problem if I just say peaches?
Well, as I said, there's no direction. How do I respond to that?
Yes, I'm initiating something, but I'm not giving a direction. That's like somebody saying, well, Plum is varying his voice while he's talking, so I'm just going to start varying my voice up and down so that I know that I'm doing social interaction, right?
Yeah.
No, that is just an imitation of elements, but there's no direction behind that. You can tell when I'm emphatic about something, I'm going to express something a little stronger, or stay on a point or a word a little more to show emphasis, because I have an arrangement. Behind that thought, there's an arrangement of what I'm trying to accomplish. So there's a direction. That's why it's so crucial to, number one, know your expectations. For instance, when I'm talking to a girl, I'm not just going, who's this girl I'm talking? Was Rob here, by the way?
Yeah, I think he has computer problems. So.
Fucking Rob. Okay. So, number one, if I'm talking to a girl, I'm not just going immediately, like a lot of you are going into conversation with a girl, and you think, oh, this is a hot chick. What do I do? What is she like? All this and that, right?
How do I impress her?
How do I impress her? What is she like? What's a cool thing to say? What if she insults me? How do I manage that? What's a pleasurable response I need to give her? So you have all these kind of little small logistical considerations when you're going to talk to, what you're going to talk to her about, what's the first thing you're going to say, how you're going to react, all these little things. But what's the overarching picture that needs to take place before I talk to her?
You need to know, like, you need to have the end goal, like the expectation that you'll move towards a romantic relationship.
Yes, that's a good one. What else do I need to know? Anybody else?
Have to enforce.
No, that's good, but what else do I need to know?
Well, you also want to find out whether you're interested in a relationship with her. You want to.
Okay, those are more smaller concerns. I'm talking about bigger concerns. I'm a guy, she's a girl. Jar. I'm a guy, she's a girl. What considerations do I need to have right off the start? Or what expectations do I need to have, or what do I need to know right off the bat?
Are you attracted to her?
Okay.
Okay, I got it.
What's up?
Bleeding.
My God. Shut up. Okay, look. Number one, don't I know some things about her as a girl?
She's gonna be submissive, as she should be.
Don't I know some things about her as a girl? Has anybody been to Manhood Academy? Has anybody learned anything about girls?
Yeah,
Has anybody read the ebook?
She needs you so that, like, to create order in her life. I mean, yeah.
Right, so there's a big picture is that I need to be leading her. For it to be functional, she needs to be submitting to my leadership, and I need to be leading her. So there's this big picture of I'm in charge, not because it's a good idea, but because it's a necessity for this social interaction to work out well, for it to go in the direction I want. What's that also mean that I know about her mentality?
She's not gonna be leading.
She's very. She might resist a little bit.
Torero, what do I know about chicks?
That they might resist sometimes.
Why are they resisting?
Social conditioning.
Yes.
Because they haven't, like, you haven't established your authority.
Because they're retarded. Because they're retarded. So, I have an ace up my sleeve. I know that she's retarded. I know that she's doing things, she's socially conditioned, because her capacity is limited compared to my capacity.
Yeah, internalizing that is probably very helpful.
Yes, it takes experience, because girls are, what you don't realize is girls are conditioned to pat themselves on the back. Not only does society pat themselves on the back, they pat themselves on the back for retardedness.
Slim drives a short bus full of hot girls.
Yes, it's not like they know what they're doing. It's just that people have said, whatever you're doing, good job. Whatever you're doing, good job. So they have the support to say retarded things. Like in class, they raise your hand, they give the wrong answer, they give the wrong capital, and people are saying, oh, she spoke up. Good for her, right? So she has the support. So what you're encountering when you're talking to girls, you're not encountering competence.
You're encountering incompetence with arrogance.
Yes, you're encountering a general, a confidence based on just basic arrogance, bull-faced arrogance, just a distorted feeling, a delusional feeling about what you can do or what you're worth.
Like some kind of black pride or something.
Yes, exactly, along those lines. So you have Indian pride. So it's the same type of thing. So by the same token, you guys are suffering from slightly the same disease in that you are socially conditioned to not pat yourselves on the back regardless if you're right or wrong, regardless if you know more than her or not. You're not conditioned to go, oh, see, I have more valuable knowledge. I'm better at arranging things than her. So congratulations, good job me. I should be in charge. You don't have that support. Not in society.
You guys also don't know.
That's right.
Not in society, and not even in your own head.
Yeah.
How do you get that in your, okay, we can see society might change from time to time depending on what year or time period we're in. Like if we were back 100 years, we'd definitely have more support for our position for talking to a girl than she would now. So besides that, in your own head, how do you get security in your own head?
Having good experiences that prove your theories or
yes,
theories.
You need to not just have a theory and go, I'm smarter than her, I'm more capable than her. You actually need to have the experience of that. You need to talk to her and realize, oh, this girl's retarded. Oh, she doesn't know what she's doing. Oh, I do know what I'm doing. Oh, here's another girl. Oh, look at the same pattern. I'm talking to her, the same problems. Oh, now here's a third girl. I'm just going to make an educated guess now, a hypothesis, that she's going to fuck up in the same way. Oh, look, my hypothesis worked. So what does that mean? I'm gaining experience. I'm getting valuable social interaction experience. Now I know, I know what I'm doing. Now I feel confident about talking to her. It's not just a lot of people are like, well, you just need to feel good about yourself. You need to muster up yourself into a good mood. You need to get it, like what do they call it? Seduction community. Getting into state. Playing a cool, pumped up song. You're like, high fiving your bros. Woo! Now we're all like pumped up. Oh, now I feel good. Now I'm in state. Now I can talk to a girl because I'm quote confident. But this
is based on solid experience.
Shut up. This is based on if you're pumped up with listening or high fiving a bro. That's based upon emotions. You have emotional confidence. That is not true confidence, because what happens when your emotions go down?
Your confidence goes down with it.
Your confidence goes down. Now you're like, oh fuck, I don't feel good. I feel nervous. I just said something stupid. Now my emotions switched mid-sentence. Now I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Now I'm having all these neurotic thoughts. Oh, she thinks I'm stupid. She thinks I'm this. Am I doing it right? She's not attracted. She's bored, etc.
Yeah, I've experienced that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for confirming that. So now we know that we need some solid experience under our belt that tells us, oh, this isn't just a guess. This isn't just a helpful suggestion that Plum made in the ebook. This is an actual real experience that is shaping my view. So my view has been shaped by so many experiences with girls that now when I talk to a girl, I'm not nervous. Not because I'm used to it, but because I have a realization about talking to her. It's not because I'm used to it. Okay? Most guys are like, hey, how do you get over anxiety? You just talk to 3,000 girls, and now you're not anxious anymore. Is that solving the problem? No. It's not solving the real problem. So now, regardless of what girl I talk to, I'm not nervous because I have a realization about our position relative to the girl. My position, what it should be, what I should be doing relative to that girl. There's not a big question mark when I'm talking to a new girl. Yes, it's a different face, but in reality, it's the same girl. And I'm the same guy. So I know what's going on before I'm even entering the social interaction. Just like this conversation. I didn't prepare for the bro day. That was Harpo's assignment. But I know what's supposed to go on in a social interaction. So regardless of what the situation is, whether we're all at a bar or whether we're at Harpo's first bro day, I know what the situation is because I have experience with it. And I know I have a realization about social interaction in general. Now there's a superpower. Says lighter than air. Okay, so we talked about, what do we talk about with Harpo? So there's the physical things, like the things you can't get rid of are, like his I guess and this and that. There is a thing for pausing while you're talking, but mostly that's coming from just not knowing what to do. No preparation and lack of training. That's going to come over time. So that's the good news. You don't even have to worry about that. So you're beating around the bush, you're stuttering over words, you're pausing and kind of not responding to people. That's all from inexperience. That's going to take time. You're going to have some more conversations and see patterns and go, oh, I see now what they're talking about when we say that we need to lead somebody by cutting off the behavior I don't like and then giving him the direction that I do want to go in. So that means, hey, we're not talking about jizzing mushrooms anymore. I want you to talk about your superpower. I want you to keep it G-rated. I want you to talk about something that goes along the lines of flying or an ability. Something along those. So I'm giving him direction. And if need be, what can I do to go further than that?
Give him an example.
Yes, I can give him examples. That's a very good idea. So this is just all practically
Involve him in the example.
Exactly. So this is all part of just leading the interaction, taking the reins and telling him exactly where I want to go. Like a horse, I'm pulling on the reins, pulling left, pulling right. I'm telling him exactly where to go. How does that make you guys feel now? I've been talking for about 5 minutes after Harpo. How are we doing right now?
Pretty
Comfortable.
good.
Why are we all comfortable in here,
Thanks.
Jar?
Like you want to keep listening.
Jar.
I know where you're taking us.
Yes. So it's like a movie. You're watching a movie right now. You're like, Plum is the movie star right now. I'm just sitting back and eating popcorn and having a good time. I'm getting my money's worth, so to speak. When people are talking to you, the natural reaction of being in charge and knowing where you're going is, I feel secure. I feel good. I feel like I'm getting my money's worth. I'm enjoying the social interaction. I can't wait to come back again. So the general sense, why I cut it off earlier than expected, we were probably 20 minutes in for Harpo. Good job for your first time when you had to take over from Boggles, who was not prepared. Okay, here's the thing about Boggles. Slow physical preparation, like he's very fucking slow to even read the post or to just get ideas going, which is the most simplest part of this whole Bro Days thing. But Boggles has much more social experience just physically talking to people than Harpo. And I should say not just talking to them, but leading them. He has more practice getting his expectations met, so to speak. So even though Boggles isn't prepared physically, like he's not getting his topics ready in time, that's why I made Harpo in charge, because Boggles is dragging his ass. But experience-wise, in the actual conversation, Boggles has much more experience. That's why he's much more definite. He's saying stupid things, but he's saying them in a definite way, because he has experience stimulating people and getting a good response from them. So now he has a realization of how to speak to somebody in a social interaction.
Yeah, I even noticed, like, while I was talking, but, in that general time, there were times when he would speak up and I could tell, he's got more authority in this situation than I do right now.
You can kind of sense that when you're talking, you're like, well, I don't know this and that, and I guess, and all of a sudden Boggles just barges in and says something over you.
Yeah.
Even you're responding to his authority. You're the person in charge. You should be directing Boggles, but really, just because Boggles comes in, his voice tone is very definite, and he's just speaking, and he's very open, and he's very transparent with his reactions. You're just like, you just feel like he's an authority. So you let him lead because it feels right. It feels like he knows what he's doing.
And that's why we were enjoying Boggles Brody, even though his leadership may have been retarded. At least he was leading us in some direction. He was being definite. Didn't even hit us. Brody,
the thing
he's
is,
not really a good leader.
You might not even be going in the right direction, and most people aren't when they're talking to you. They're telling you the stupidest things possible. The only difference is they don't realize it yet. They still think they're going in a good direction. They're like going over a cliff, but they're like, this is the greatest cliff we're going to jump over ever, guys. Let's go. Right? If you're like, I don't know if we should do that. I don't know. But if they're like, hey, let's go. This cliff is going to be awesome. We jump over. It's going to be fun. Let's go. Who are we going to follow? Well, the retarded guy who doesn't know where he's going, or I should say the retarded guy who thinks he knows where he's going in a bad direction, but at least he's committed to it. He's definite about it. So that's kind of like Boggles, committed to a bad direction, but at least he's going there. That makes us feel secure about the direction we're going in, even though it might not be the right direction. So Boggles has given himself permission. Boggles is growing balls, so to speak. He's given himself permission to exist. So even if he's making mistakes, he's still going forward. High School 101, making mistakes, still going forward, still posting. Right? Not crippled by Plum saying, oh, that's a stupid post, or don't post that way, or don't do this, do it this way. Not crippled by that, but already having the permission slip in your head from Plum to say, oh, okay, so I made a mistake. What should I do now? I should keep going forward. Once you have that realization, you keep going forward. See, now you've passed a certain point where a new guy comes in, and he is scolded by Plum, or he is punished by me, And now he's crippled by that. Oh, I don't know what to do. I feel so stupid. I can't do anything now. I can't do anything right. Forget it. I'm not going to post anymore. So through realization, through constant training, Boggles has developed some leadership experience, some practical leadership experience. So he's going forward, and even though he's making some mistakes, he's still going forward. He's still leading. He's still initiating. He's still taking you someplace. He's still directing you someplace. So macro-wise, he may be saying like, smile, put your hands in the car, look forward, have a good time. So micromanagement-wise, he's doing a much better job. But still macro-wise, overall big picture, he still may be leading you towards that cliff. So that's coming with more realization. The more you start realizing what direction is the proper direction to go in, the more you can adjust that. But practically speaking, right off the bat, you have to give yourself permission to fuck up. You have to give yourself permission to fail so you can keep going forward and not be daunted if you're going in the wrong direction. What's better, Jar? Going nowhere or going in the wrong direction?
Wrong direction.
Why?
For me?
Why?
Why?
Yes, why?
Because if you're going in the wrong direction, you can at least eventually learn and come to the realization.
We can eliminate that. Okay, here's like, for instance, I want to eliminate something in Jar that I don't know if he knows about. Does anybody know what I'm talking about that I want Jar to eliminate?
He talks like a valley girl.
Yes. Why does he talk like, why does Jar, when he talks, always inflect at the end of his words? Does anybody know? Concrete, do you know why Jar talks like this?
He's very unsure of himself.
Yes. So what is he doing, Torero, when he talks like this?
That's why.
Torero, what is he doing when he talks like this?
He's questioning himself. Or he's not really definite in what he's saying.
What is he doing when he's talking like this? Lighter than air?
It's like a question.
What is he expecting? Lighter than air? When he talks like this?
He's expecting leadership from you?
Yes. He's expecting a confirming response from me to go, yeah, that's exactly what you should be doing. That's why he's talking like that. It's saying, hey, Plum, is this the right way to go? I don't know what I'm doing. Can I get a validating response from you, please?
Do you like the shirt?
Jar, have you ever noticed that?
No, I think everything that everybody said was right. I thought it was all bang on.
Yes. There you go. See, Jar, you sound like a guy already. You switched genders. Mid-sentence, you're switching genders all of a sudden. That's awesome.
Thanks. That's good.
So we've accomplished a sex change in our first bro day. That's pretty good. A good accomplishment.
Hey,
Okay.
I've got a question.
Who's asking?
Harpo.
What?
So the question is, like, even if I have a direction, like, I have an expectation about social interactions that say, I don't want awkward silences or something like that. I can't just say, like, if one happens, I can't say, hey, say something.
Right. But the main problem is you're creating the awkward silence. It's not that you don't want it. It's just like saying, I want the girl to be attracted to me. Girl, be attracted to me. That's like a overall net effect. So you can't alter that. You're in charge of creating that. So you can't just go, hey, everybody, stop having awkward silences. You're creating the awkward silences. By not knowing what to do, you're creating the awkward silence. Like, if I didn't know what to do, I'm like, hey, guys, what should we talk about? Right? Now I'm like, oh, these guys think I'm stupid? What are we talking about now? I don't know. Think of something. Right? I become all self-monitoring and neurotic. That's going to create the awkward silences. But you notice there's some awkward silences in here, like, well, I'm going to put one in here, watch.
Oh my god. Hello world and all inhabitants.
Shut up. See, I just put silence on the conversation.
It still feels good, though.
But it's intentional. It's because I'm not lost. I'm not pausing because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just pausing because I'm saying it's okay I'm giving permission to the pause right now. That's why it's okay. Nobody feels freaked out. Like, what the fuck? Plum isn't talking. There's dead air. There's dead silence. Now the longer I don't talk, the tension's gonna build up. Like, when the fuck he's gonna talk? But once I come back on, boom. It's like we're all safe and secure in the car and the seatbelts are on again and everybody can be free to be themselves because there's security. The same with girls. Girls are going to come in much more nervous than you, even though they might talk a big game like, hey, I'm cool, I know what I'm doing, right? I'm super cool, put together girl. But they have that same insecurity, that chronic girl insecurity. That's why they're depending on you to lead them. That's why when girls say, I feel awkward, this guy made me feel awkward, or the creepy guy, what's really going on is what makes them feel creepy is the insecurity. When you feel all awkward when there's all the pauses in there, that's like a girl's feeling of a creepy guy.
Even I have that problem. It's getting rarer, but I still have that problem where I'm
Let's say
the awkward silences. But now
Let's
I
say
realize why it's happening.
Yes, let's say I bump into a girl, right? I physically bump into her, and I accidentally touch her boob. And I'm like, oh, fuck, right? I don't know what to do. All of a sudden, I'm nervous. I'm like, I'm drawing attention to it. I realize it's a social faux pas. What's happening in her mind? Jar.
She thinks you're a creep.
Why?
Because you're not,
She's gonna reflect.
Jar.
She's got
Not
stupid,
boggles.
dumb expectations, and you need to be able to correct it and let her know that it was, that stuff like that happens.
No, it's fine to have an expectation not to have your boobs touched. Concrete. Why does she think you're a creepy guy?
Because, you walked by and you hit her boob.
Yeah, I accidentally bumped into her boobs, so I turned around, wasn't looking.
And you say sorry, or you
Oh, sorry, I don't know what it's doing.
Oh, man, you sound like a justifying fag.
Uh-huh. Well, we know in theory why.
Well, the sorry is not... I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Because, you just make things more, uncomfortable.
Can I intentionally touch her boob and make it not creepy?
Yes.
How can I do that?
How? By using humor and being very candid about it all.
We're not talking about super techniques. How can I make her feel okay? Harpo, how can I make her feel okay about touching her boob?
Not be insecure about it.
Don't be so insecure about it. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying switch the situation. I'm saying a different guy. He's going, I want to touch her boobs. I want to make it okay right now to touch her boobs. How can I do that?
By being comfortable and giving her an incentive.
Incentive.
Thanks for the ebook answer. Anybody have an answer?
Can I try?
Sure, go for it.
Because we did exactly this on that one podcast you had me on. So let's see if I can even recall a cargo cult answer here, and that is
Get to the point, man.
yeah.
Boggle, shut up.
It was the way to touch her boobs is to have that expectation and to somehow know how to punish her not being cool with that.
Exactly. You're exactly right. I have to, number one, have the expectation. It's the dysfunctional expectation that, yeah, it's okay to touch your boobs. I'm a cool guy, no problem. So it's a totally dysfunctional expectation. And all I have to do is just have it. And now I just have to enforce it. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're some kind of prude? Okay, I'm just doing a doctor thing. This is just for science. I can use humor. I can use whatever. Any other technique under the sun. And I could do this. And I've done it before. You know, I've gone up to strange girls on the street and just touched their boobs and made it okay because I'm like, I'll talk to the girl for like 2 seconds. I was like, hey, how's it going? Oh my God, your boobs are so amazing. Look at this one over here. It looks like a D cup, but it could be a C. You know, some girls have a D cup and you have a C cup. You have kind of like more of a D cup. See on this top part right here? And I was touching it like it's a clinical, like I'm a doctor or something. So for number one, first of all, I'm going to check she's having a good reaction to me just talking to her. So, and then number two, so once I realize, okay, there's a little bit of, she's saying, okay, this guy, she's basically saying this guy's in charge, he knows what he's doing. So at that point I know, okay, now I can start enforcing more expectations. I'm giving a pleasurable response, she's responding well, and I'm directing and I'm leading, and she's naturally submissive. So now I'm touching her tits. I'm making it perfectly okay. So again, this has to do with managing your expectations, but number one, having the expectation. Even though it's a totally dysfunctional expectation, if I have it and I can enforce it, no problem. Are there any social dysfunctional social expectations you can think of in the world today on a global scale?
Feminism.
Feminism. Perfect example of a dysfunctional expectation that people just know how to enforce. How do girls enforce feminism with you guys?
Same.
Who's that? Who's fading out there? Somebody's fading out like they're in a tunnel.
That was me.
No, I don't think it was you. I was thinking it was somebody else. Somebody's trying to answer.
It was like Harpo, someone on.
Okay, anyway, high school. How do girls enforce feminism on you?
By acting disrespectful towards you, by giving you an attitude. Like, for example, don't ever tell me to shut up, or don't ever tell me.
Don't do that, right? Shaming you.
Shaming you.
Punishment, shaming you. Oh my God, I can't believe you're so sexist. You're such a pig. Right? Completely dysfunctional expectation, but just enforcing it. And then when you do something that they like, oh, it's so sweet. You're such a nice guy. Oh, I like you.
They're getting their expectations met. Their dysfunctional expectations met.
Yes. All they're doing is just basic expectation management with you. That's all they're doing. The expectation is crazy. It's dysfunctional. It shouldn't be there. It's fucking up the social interaction, but they're enforcing it. That's why it's getting that.
Yes.
So they're like, this is like gravity. They're in their head, the expectation, as retarded as it is, it's like gravity to them, and they're just simply enforcing it now.
And they have training over time.
Yes, conditioning. Okay, so we talked about the physical logistics of leading pro day, being unprepared. Any other problems or any other problems with his with Harpo's leadership today? Anything else you guys can think of? Torero, anything?
Jeremy Bros.
Nothing comes to mind, but I just want to say thanks for stepping up. I mean, you did a good job trying. It was
Yes.
a good effort.
Yeah.
The good effort is he actually did it. Any effort.
Yay.
You're motivating us to do our bro days.
Yes.
I want to do mine.
I expect
Okay,
these to
that's
go
good.
up. With the more experience we have, the more you guys are participating in the bro day, it can only go upwards because you now know what the fuck ups are. So you're going to anticipate them. And right now, you're going to have a sense of it. Okay, I shouldn't be doing this. I should be doing this. Have preparation. Try to lead the thing. You're going to look at Harpo's example, Harpo's first bro day, and then you're going to get on stage and you're going to be nervous. And then it's going to come around you again, and then you're going to know what to expect. So you're going to know what to adjust. This is the same type of thing. This is just you having experiences that eventually become realizations, and then they shape how you enforce your expectations. You're basically developing expectations right now of how bro day should go. Before, when we started bro day, nobody knew what to expect, right? I just knew that there was a lot of exclamation marks in the chat room. It was going to be super exciting. Right? I was thinking about how I would run bro day. That's why I knew it was going to be super exciting. I was like, shadow boxing and all this other crap, and I was thinking about like cooking a recipe and showing people how to cook stuff
Oh, nice.
on cam or something like that. So I had all these excited things in my head about what was going to happen, and then Harpo happened, and then changed expectations for people. So you could kind of see, depending on your realization, that's it. Whether you're looking forward to the next bro day or not. So you guys should be taking these things and going, oh, the next bro day is going to be better. You shouldn't be going, oh, Harpo is the precedent for bro day. That's how bro day has to go from now on. Because if you thought of Harpo's bro day, like the feeling you got from it, most of you would be like not looking forward to the next bro day. You'd be like, fuck. I got to do this awkward, uncomfortable dance with everybody again.
It's
like pulling teeth. What's that?
You're sounding a little distorted on my end. I don't know if it's just me.
Everybody says it happens every now and then.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a Skype thing. Sorry about that. Can't do anything about it. How is it now, Tororo?
You sound good.
Torero's a funny guy. You missed all the comments. Okay, so another thing is to, when you're talking, I know it's difficult to tell you this, but you're going to have to practice it, okay? When you're talking to people, one of the big things to do is to respond to them and to direct them. And this is difficult to do, especially when it's your first bro day and you're put on the spot to do it, to manage people's reactions. This is crucial. So, like when somebody's saying something, or somebody's speaking out of turn, or if you want it, you want people to be in turns. I personally, the more people I want here, I want a little more order because, people are talking over each other. It's just going to be a madhouse eventually. And you should learn that from experience. So part of that means you have to tell people no. That's a difficult thing to do for Harpo, especially who doesn't have a lot of experience telling people no. Like I have to tell Bogler sometimes, Bogler, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to talk here. Bogler, stop making extraneous points that fucking derail the main point. Or, two people are talking at once, high school and somebody else. High school's answering for Jar. I have to tell high school, shut up, or I have to talk over Jar. I'm talking to Jar, not high school 101, right? I have to direct traffic, which means I have to hurt people's feelings. I have to punish them. But I can't be like Bogler and just go, fucking knock that off. Why? Why can't I just go fucking knock that off?
No direction.
Well, not only that, what's the problem?
Also, he doesn't really he hasn't set up the positive incentive in first.
Yes, you need the positive. If I just tell you, my first experience with you is just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. That's Bogler's main problem. He likes to tell people, shut the fuck up. I'm getting my expectations met. I'm a senior student here. I eat a lot of curry. Shut the fuck up.
That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah, what's the problem with that?
I have to give them the direction that I want them to go to.
Torero, what's the problem with Boggles?
There's no incentive.
Yeah, who the fuck is Boggles? Why the fuck do I want to shut up? How about Boggles shut the fuck up? When would you shut the fuck up? What would Boggles have to do for you to shut the fuck up?
That'd be something, I'd have to get something out of shutting the fuck up.
Yes, exactly. What would you have to get from Boggles to shut the fuck up, to want to shut the fuck up? Concrete.
He's attractive expression.
Yes, there'd have to be some reason. I want to hang out with Boggles. Boggles is a cool guy. He's a cool bro.
Yeah, that
Something enjoyable comes out of Boggles' mouth, and I like talking to him. But if
makes
there's,
me
but if there's,
smile, makes me laugh.
yes, makes me smile, makes me laugh, makes me feel comfortable, makes me feel good. If I just hear from Boggles, shut the fuck up. How do I feel?
Fuck that.
Fuck that. I feel really bad. I feel like Boggles is just one of the.
Even if he's not stroking me, just helping me understand Boggles at all
Something.
makes me care.
Boggles is like a cop. He just stops you when you're speeding. He doesn't come to your birthday party, doesn't come to your bar mitzvah, doesn't tell you good job on your grades. He just tells you, hey, fucko, you're speeding. Here's a ticket, asshole. Go to court. That's Boggles. So when you see Boggles in your rearview mirror, woo, it's Boggles, woo, woo, pull over. What do you think? You think, oh, this is going to be a fun interaction?
No.
You're like, where's my gun? I'm going to put Boggles on the front page.
Cop killer. To me, that's like when people do stuff, that's the most recognizable stuff. Like, oh, he did something I don't like it immediately triggers. Like, I guess I have to.
Yeah, we already know that. We're trying to correct the problem, not announce the problem. We already know you have that problem.
Okay.
We're concentrating on you now that you realize that going, oh, actually you don't realize it. Otherwise you would start going, oh, I need to give incentive. You know it in theory right now. You've learned that Plum says, hey, it's a good idea to give incentive. Now, since you don't have the realization, you need to practice. So you need to start giving people incentive. What's going to happen, lighter than air, when he starts giving people proper incentive in a social interaction? What's going to happen?
Oh, why do you say that, Boggs? What am I missing? Tell me more.
Yeah, okay. So what is Boggs going to feel? Or what's Boggs going to sense when he's giving people proper incentive?
What's Boggs going to feel?
What's Boggs gonna get out of that? What's gonna happen in the social interaction?
Positive.
I'm going to care about him more.
No, something's gonna happen to Boggles on Boggles' end. When he's talking to you, he's like, light in there, you're a great guy, I like your haircut, we had a fun time hanging out, I want to give you a bro fist, good job. What's Boggles gonna get from you?
My concern.
What's Boggles gonna get from you?
Well, I'm going to be interested in him. I'm going to want to learn about him.
Listen to my question.
All right.
What's Boggles gonna get from you?
Approval?
Yes. What's Boggles gonna get in the grand scheme of things?
Should I try?
No. High School 101. What's Boggles gonna get from talking to Lighter Than Air and giving him proper positive incentive? What's he gonna get?
I give up. I don't know.
He's going to get his need met, and he's going to enjoy getting it met.
What's that gonna do to him? Harpo? Harpo?
His need. Wait, whose need is going to get met?
No, forget all that. Boggles is gonna get something out of this. Torero, what's he gonna get?
He's going to
Pleasurable
get
experience.
submission.
What's the overall arcing big picture thing he's going to get?
Order.
Okay. If I talk to you and I'm like, hey, we're having I was an asshole before, I was a cop before, just pulling you over, but now I'm talking to you, we're hanging out, having a good time, and you're like, woo, Boggles is a cool bro, I like hanging with Boggles, I'm gonna call Boggles, I wanna buy Boggles a piece of pie, I wanna introduce Boggles to my sister.
Friendship.
What's Boggles realizing? Not friendship, what's Boggles realizing now? Boggles? How about Boggles' answer?
I think since I don't know that, probably that's why I'm having trouble.
Anybody?
He's gonna realize what he did wrong.
Jar? No. Jar, what's he gonna get? What's gonna happen in Boggles?
I'm going to gain your submission.
No, that's just the part of the method.
Hey,
What's
high
gonna
school.
happen in Boggles? Hey, high school, knock this shit off.
Yeah, that's the first reaction I
Yeah.
had. Like,
So when he starts giving Boggles high school incentive to actually care what the fuck he's talking about, then what's gonna happen in Boggles? Jar?
he's going to, I fell off my tongue. He's going to feel valuable.
He's gonna have a realization about something.
Realization.
He's gonna be like, oh, if I give them the incentive, I'm gonna get a good response. So this is gonna create a realization. Oh, I should be giving people incentive instead of just hitting them with my baton and tasing them. Then they will care about my expectations. They will want to meet my expectations. Versus I just tell high school, shut the fuck up. Right? If he's only just arresting high school, but he's never taking high school on his knee and telling him stories, then high school has no reason to care about Boggles' expectations. This is one of the crucial things you guys are missing. Yes, it's exciting to know that you could finally say no and get your balls back. But if you never give people a reason to meet your expectations, who cares if you get your balls back? They're not going to listen to you anyway. You have to be leading and giving them incentive to want to follow you. Okay, another practical point. What is the difference between how I'm running this interaction and how Harpo's running this interaction? that's involving a lot of people. What's the difference?
Not as chaotic.
Concrete. What am I doing that Harpo is not doing? When there's more, especially when there's more people involved, not just you and me. What is he doing? What am I doing lighter than air? That Harpo.
Names.
Okay, that's a clue. There you go.
You're asking specific questions of specific people.
Yes, and what's that doing, generally speaking?
Specificity, yeah.
Well, there's structure. We know who's talking.
Okay, besides the practical structure, that's also doing something. Jar, what's it doing?
I have no idea.
Jar. Boggles, what's it doing?
You're maintaining order.
Well, that's an overarching big picture. But what's the effect of me calling on
Giving us a
Torero?
better experience.
It's less chaotic experience.
Okay, we got that already. But what's the difference between that and not calling on anybody, or just calling on somebody in general? What's
making more direction is.
What's going to happen if I just ask general questions? Who's going to answer?
Everybody's going to jump in.
No, who's going to answer?
No one can jump in.
Who's going to answer most of the time if I just ask a question?
I will.
Boggles will answer most of the time if I just ask a question, because Boggles has more social experience. So what's going to happen? Jar?
People quiet like me are going to stay quiet.
Exactly. So I am creating a bad social interaction because I'm not including other people. It's just like if I say, hey, lighter than air, we're going to hang out today, and I just keep talking, and he just never talks. I don't care about his feedback. I just keep talking. I'm like, okay, we're done. I'm going home later. What's the problem with that?
The fact that you're calling each of us in, roughly random distribution means that I keep paying attention. Like, if I can be involved at any time, and I subconsciously know this.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I pay more attention.
This is like a teaching thing. You're waking up. You know that you're going to be called on in class. Versus if a teacher just asks, hey, what's the answer to this, and who's going to raise their hand? Boggles, the smart guy at the front of the class, right? He's just going to keep raising his hand. That's bad teaching, because now I'm creating a bad social interaction. Of course, people that know the answer are going to raise their hand. What about the people that I'm trying to teach, that I'm trying to get to involved in the social interaction? How am I going to make Jar social if I say, okay, whoever wants to answer, whoever has more experience, answer, and Jar has the least amount of experience? How is he ever going to be social?
It's not.
So this is why, for practical reasons, it's important that if you're the next Bro Day leader, you find out who's on board, and then you have those names in front of you, so you know you're addressing all of them. Right now, I'm staring at a text pad that I have open, and I just wrote down all your names on it. And so I'm just like, when I'm asking, it's like I'm looking over the names like I'm just looking at you. And now I'm asking, Torero for an answer, or I'm asking Jar for an answer. If I haven't heard from somebody, I want to hear from them. I want them to speak up. This means they're participating. If I just talk to the people that are talking back to me, guess what we're going to create, Torero? What will we create? If I talk to you, who was talking the most? Boggles and who else?
And me, high school.
High school 101. Okay, what's going to happen if I just talk to you guys? If I just talk to you guys and you guys just keep answering?
The rest of us are just gonna listen and not participate as much.
Yeah, we're going to form a little group.
We'll just lose focus. We won't pay attention anymore.
We're going to form a little, like a clique, right? Our own little thing. We're gonna isolate people from the social interaction. Do you realize this?
Mm-hmm.
You ever had a buddy? I should say an asshole who takes you to a party, and they know you, and they just want to have you around because they know you. But who do they talk to? They talk to all their other buddies, and you don't know any of their buddies. You just know this guy.
Yeah,
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
What happens when you're at that party? You have fun because you know this guy, right? What happens?
You feel miserable.
Why?
Yeah. Stand on the wall.
Why?
Because you're less than you.
You can talk.
I care about you.
You can talk. You can involve yourself. You can volunteer and say something. What's the problem?
They're not giving you incentive.
No. What's the problem?
You have balls to do that.
Yeah, you don't have balls to do that. These are all new people. You shouldn't be expected to have those kind of balls. You should have a guy who's running the social interaction and bringing people into the social interaction. It's a normal thing. If I'm a host, to introduce you, to include you. If I'm discluding you and just expecting you to float in a sea of strangers, I'm a bad, incompetent social person. If I'm running a classroom and I'm just asking for people to answer, and the only people answering are Boggles in High School 101, I'm an incompetent teacher. I'm not involving the other people in the social interaction. Jar will feel out of place if he hasn't talked for 15 minutes and all of a sudden he's going to say something after 20 minutes. No, it's going to feel strange for him.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Jar?
Yeah, it's going to feel like I'm almost deflated and not as valuable as other people.
You won't have permission. You won't feel like you have permission to speak because I'm only responding to these guys. It's going to eventually feel like I only care about these guys. So the less you speak, the less I involve you, the less permission you're going to feel to speak.
You're reminding me of how, like, when I've been at parties and when I felt like I was getting somewhere, feeling important, having a good time, having others have a good time, it was when, even mechanically, I was just reaching out and saying, well, what about you? What do you think about that? And a crew would form at the table or the couch or whatever. And even being abrupt about it, just focusing, hey, everyone, let's hear what she has to say. How about him? How about you?
Right. So you're creating an orderly social interaction. You're making it social, which is the nature of the interaction. The nature of the interaction is that you're taking care of everybody's needs. If you have 7 people at a party or at an event or in class or wherever, and you're not including that one of those people, you're running a poor social interaction.
Right. Mm-hmm.
If you're talking to your neighbor, and this is your buddy or whatever, and there's 2 other neighbors on the other side, and you don't talk to them, you're running a poor social interaction. You realize that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
If you're hanging out with some friends and a new friend comes along you haven't seen in years, and you just talk to the friends you're more comfortable with, you're running a poor social interaction. Social interaction is social by nature. Whatever group of people you're in, whether you go to a bar and you don't know anybody, or whether you're at your house hanging out, that is whatever situation you go into, those are your social components. You have to use all of them. If you're just using the friend you hang out with, who you showed up with at the bar, or the friend you're comfortable with when you're hanging out with your 3 friends, you're only comfortable talking to him, you never talk to the other guys, somebody in there is running a bad social interaction. Social interaction should envelop whoever's there in the environment or whatever interaction you're in. Those are the components of the social interaction. All those need to be addressed. So whether it's you walk in a group of 60 people, or just you and 4 other people you know, 3 acquaintances and 1 good friend, that's the social interaction. It includes all of them. If you're discluding people, you're having a bad social interaction. What's up?
I am responsible for that a lot of times. You see, I have like three sets of friends, right?
Yep.
And I try to like make them meet together.
Right.
By some social event, like a club
right.
party. But
so you're going into a really bad social environment, first of all, where it's just not physically conducive to a meeting. That's a problem. Because you don't even have a relationship outside of a club, and yet you're trying to form a relationship in a really bad environment that is not conducive to relationships. There's like super loud music, so all the logistics are bad for creating a relationship, and you're expecting unrealistic things to happen. You should be good friends before you even get to the club.
Yeah.
You should be hanging out like at a Denny's or something, or a restaurant, or at your place before you even go.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I had some coworker friends like that, and I realized the club friends, it didn't feel right.
It's just like meeting a chick at a club. It's like the stupidest place to meet a chick because you can't even hear her. At the very least, you got to go outside to the lounge if you're going to talk to her. If you're just yelling to her, it's going to be the most superficial conversation ever. So just practically speaking, you have to create a situation that's practical social interaction. Just like, for instance, I can have the best intentions to talk to you guys, but if I don't call out everybody's name, or I don't know who's in here, or let's say I have a bad computer connection, right? I can be telling you some great things, but if a computer connection isn't working, it's not practical. So there's practical things as a leader I need to take into consideration. That's going to take time. So preparation, realizing what's going to go wrong, what's not going to go wrong, that just takes practice. It's much harder. You're actually learning. It's much harder for you in this situation because there's more people. So you would start with one person, then maybe another friend comes along, and then you get a group every now and then. But generally speaking, it's like 1 or 2 people you're talking to at a time. So this is good practice when you have to lead more than 2 or 3 people for initiating a social interaction, like in a group setting or a party or anything like that.
Yep.
Anything else? Any last words?
Yeah, I was thinking of something if you could have a model bro day, but then I was thinking
that's what I wanted to do. In one sense, here's the thing. The more I work with students, the more I realize there has to be a model of social interaction because that's like the order, that's like the security. On one hand, I'd like to just throw you in the pool and let you struggle, but that's pretty much guaranteeing you guys are going to shut up, Boggles. That's pretty much guaranteeing you guys are going to drown. Like there's a lot of things where, on one hand, I'm like Harpo's doing correctly, but on the other hand, he just doesn't have the direction, so it's kind of reinforcing bad habits. He's just getting bad feedback, and it's over time, it's just gonna reinforce. Social interaction's tough, and it's not working out. I don't know how to do it. Forget this. So, on one hand, I I kind of want to almost have a model bro day just to show you what is possible.
I think so.
Okay.
No, I like this. This is
No, I
perfect.
like
This pretty much is my bro day right here.
Right.
What I mean is, you actually do a model where there's not where you're discussing concepts, where you're actually.
Yeah, but this is pretty much how I do it, except I just add the fun part to it. Like I would go, for instance, I haven't even heard. I've only heard about the shadow boxing thing, but I'd be like, okay, let's go. All right, now everybody hands up, right? And I'd be just doing it like an aerobics class. I'd be like, okay, 2, 3, 4. I'd be like, Jar, get your hands up. Come on, box it, box it, and box it, and box it, and box it out, and work out. So I'm working my arms right now. So that's my bro day right there. It's really the important part comes down when I start managing the expectations. When I start creating security by managing my expectations, like giving people incentive. Jar, I want to see those hands out. Throw in those combinations. And then Boggles, I want you to shut up while I'm talking so everybody can hear me. See? So I'm managing the expectations and creating security. Now everybody's fun and more encouraged to participate, especially when I start like naming people individually and requiring them to participate. You notice I'm not like, hey, Terrell, what is it a good idea if you talk? Do you feel like talking right now? And I'm like, Jar, do you feel like talking? Is it okay if I call on you? I'm just like, look, it's your turn to participate. Come on in the pool.
So if we had the model of a 1 hour fun, I think that would be a great model for us to,
This is the model right here. You just got the model.
Like a 2 minute.
This is our model. Okay, we did our workout for 10 minutes. Woo, it's fun. Woo. Everybody feel relaxed, feel juiced? Lighter than air. You feel relaxed, you feel juiced up?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Torero, you jacked? You ready to go? You
Life is
pumped?
good, man.
Concrete, you ready to go?
Yeah.
High School 101, you ready? High School, stop beating off. Where are you?
Ready to go, man.
Oh, that was you. Okay, Harpo, you there, man? You ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now, everybody, we're going to impromptu bro day. Everybody get on your faces like the scumbags you are and give me 10 push-ups right now. Everybody, go. Right now. Jar, get down on your face. Boggles, on your face. High School, on your face. Concrete, on your face. Torero, hold on. Stay on the ground. You should be facing the ground right now. Everybody should be down on the ground. Shut. Who's counting off right now? Who's that asshole counting off? Get your face on the ground. Okay, we're all going to do group push-ups. That means we're going to go 1, 2, down. Actually, we're going to go 1, down, 2, down. Okay, when I say start, we're going to go 1. That means we're going to push up, and then we're going to go down. On down count, everybody's going down together, okay?
Okay.
When I say start. Start. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on over there? I should hear 1 when you guys push up. Everybody's supposed to say 1 and then down. 2, down. Actually, you know what? Here's what we'll do. I'll do the 1, or no, you guys will do the 1 and then I'll say down. So when you go 1, you guys should all be raised up. Okay. Number, here, by the way, pause. Everybody pause. Practical point here. See, I've never done push-ups before on my bro day. This is my first bro day doing push-ups. But I know what my expectations are. And so people aren't meeting my expectations. So now I'm adjusting to get my expectations met. Like, I'm trying to figure out how this is going to work. So I'm leading people what I want them to do, right? On the spot. This is just part of practicing social interaction, getting your expectations met. So I know, okay, I want people to all speak and say 1 at the same time. I want to have a group effort, a group participation. My goal is to get everybody involved. So I figure if everybody's saying 1 at the same time, it's going to build some camaraderie, right? So I'm trying to figure out how do we do that now. So I'm going to go 1 on the up count, and then down. I'm going to say down, and everybody's going to go down. Okay, so this is part of me managing my expectations, practically speaking. Everybody get a note of that? Everybody write that note down? Perfect, okay. Ready? Here we go.
Just say down.
When I say up, everybody's going to count off 1, and then I'm going to say down, and everybody's going down. So every time you go up, you push up, you're going to count off, okay?
Okay.
Ready? Up.
1.
Fuck. Everybody down on your faces. This is not the Girl Scouts. I don't hear 1, I want to hear 1. Actually, no. We're gonna go 1 drill sergeant. Yeah, we're gonna do fucking army training, okay? Everybody, down on your faces. Up.
1 drill sergeant.
Fuck, that was pathetic. Everybody at the same time. Everybody down on your faces. Starting over. Here we go. Up.
1 drill sergeant.
Up.
2 drill sergeant.
Up.
3 drill sergeant.
Up.
4 drill sergeant.
Come on, everybody fucking. I forgot we had engineers here. I'm going to have to adjust my expectations. It sounds like some people have spaghetti arms. If you have spaghetti arms and you're not able to fucking go up, get on your knees like a little girl and do girl push-ups. Stop slowing us down. Here we go. We're on 4 now. Here we go. Up.
4 drill sergeant.
Oh, you guys sound like you're about to have a heart attack. Up.
6 drill sergeant.
Everybody knows how to count to 10, right?
Yeah. I'm just saying down.
Up. Up.
7 drill sergeant. 7 drill sergeant.
7 drill sergeant.
Oh, these are pathetic. Come on, we're almost there. 8. Up.
8 drill sergeant. 8 drill sergeant.
Up.
9 drill sergeant.
9 drill sergeant.
Up.
10 drill sergeant.
Everybody up. Shake it off. Come on, nerds. Shake it off.
What about stretching?
Yeah, what about it?
Stretch.
No. Not your day. Shut up. So this is another part of Bro Day. Bogler's, Bogler's going to be talking and fucking up your routine. You got to tell Bogler, shut the fuck up. I'm in charge of Bro Day. If you're talking again, I'm going to have to cut you off. And I'll bring you back in like maybe after 5 minutes. So you got to manage your expectations. Bogler's fucking with your expectations. Tell Bogler, shut the fuck up. On your Bro Day, you do it how you want. My Bro Day, I do it how I want. No stretching on my Bro Day.
Alright. Okay.
Damn it, Bogler. Stop trying to fuck up my Bro Day.
Alright, man.
Thoroughly address the offender. Make sure you guys are on the same page. Okay. So we did our workout.
Yeah.
We did our, what's the first thing we did? We did a shadow boxing. Any other, let's see, what's one of the activities on there? Conversational? No, you know which one I wanted to do? Okay, everybody got a web browser open?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to go to Godfather. Somebody look up Godfather script. Whoever finds it, give us a link in there so we can all click on it and post the link in the chat window in Skype. I'm looking for like a Godfather script.
Godfather script.
Anything where there's like Godfather lines or
Okay, I found the Godfather Part 1 transcript.
where's that?
Yeah, posted something.
It should have like names by it. Just post the link.
There is a transcript.
Oh, I found it.
Yeah, it's the same.
I found it. No, I found it. Hold on. I'm gonna post it. I want everybody to go into this one. Hold on.
Alright.
Okay, there's the link from Plum. Oh, you guys posted. Okay, we're on the same one. Okay, great. All right, so everybody scroll down to, or actually you'll probably have to do a page search, so we'll all be on the same line. Okay, you're gonna type in this. You're gonna go Control F or find on your page, and you're gonna type in, it's a smart move. It's a smart move.
It's smart.
And it should be Michael. It should say Michael talking. I'm going to post it in here. So you're going to do a search on that for the dialogue, and it should take you right to where it says Michael. It's a smart move. Tessio is always smarter.
Yeah.
Everybody got that?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yes.
Jar, you got that?
I'm putting it into a search.
Like you go Control F, and it should bring a little find window, and then you can type in "It's a smart move."
It's a smart move.
It's apostrophe S, a smart
Apostrophe.
move. Oh, I'm sorry, smart movie? No, move. I'm sorry, not movie, move.
Under Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay, Terrell, you got it?
Got it.
Concrete, got it?
Yep.
Lighter than air, you there?
Yeah.
Harpo?
You bet.
Okay, so here again, I'm leading by example by calling and making sure everybody's in the right place. So this is just a practical consideration, right? If everybody's not on the same page, if I'm not checking to make sure everybody's in the right place, I'm not leading. So if I'm leading somebody towards a desert spring in the oasis, I have to make sure everybody's behind me. I can't just start sprinting off in the distance. If Jar's still tying his shoes, right? He's going to get lost. I have to make sure Jar's shoes are tied and he's on the same page with me. Okay, so we're all on the same page. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. How did I picture this going? So I'm going to do 2 parts. We'll probably, there's 2 ways you could do this. You could do the same part. You just split it up and people do the same part and just read it differently. Or you could just do a different part. So I think we're going to go with, I think we're just going to all do the same part just for convenience sake. So we're going to go from Tom. It's about 2 dialogue lines up. It's going to say in parentheses, Tom, after Michael sits beside him again.
Right.
So if you look up, it says it's a smart move. That's the place we started. If you look up, there's Tom, then Michael, then Tom again. So we're going to start right there where it says Tom, after Michael sits beside him again. And Tom says, do you know how they're going to come at you? Okay, so I'm going to read dialogue. And I'm going to do it with, Who's my buddy? Who do I like the best here? Jar, you're my favorite buddy.
Yes.
Out of all the students here, you're the only guy I like. Everybody else, hate. Okay, so me and you, we're gonna do dialogue. We're gonna read these 4 lines here. Who do you want to be, Tom or Michael?
Out of Michael.
Okay, bad choice giving an option to a guy who doesn't know what he's doing. As a leader, I'm just saying this as a practical move. You should be directing. That means giving people ideas to do. Now, I brought Jar out of his shell so he's comfortable enough to select Michael. But like with a chick, if you ask her like, hey, which restaurant you want to go to? That's one of the worst questions you can ask a girl. Not because it's a bad question, but because if she's just meeting you, she's very uncomfortable. She's not comfortable selecting. That's why she wants you to, girls always say, oh, I wish you would plan the date. What that really means is she wants you to take charge. She wants you to direct the social interaction so she feels comfortable in it. So if I'm going like, hey, Jar, what do you want to do? Which part do you want to play? How do you want to say it? Right? If I was just involving him in the direction, he'd have to be super comfortable with me. But because we're just going to assume he's totally retarded and has no idea what he's doing, I'm just going to give him a part, and I'm going to actually have to direct him. Now I'm going to direct him how he's going to say it. I'm not just going to say, hey, ham it up. What the fuck? Who's calling? Rachel's on the phone, man. Hold on. Let me call you right back in 2 seconds. Stay put. Okay. I'll be right back.
Guys,
Yo.
how the hell do I search for the I am part here in Skype?
The I am part? What do you mean?
Oh, the message.
Yeah.
Click the top of the chat. The down
Click
arrow.
what? Where?
Down arrow.
Where?
There should be a let's see, what part is that in? If you go in
Like a speech bubble.
yeah, see that little speech bubble? There's like a grayed out bubble.
Well, this says hide I am.
Well, you should already see it then.
Down at the bottom?
Below the part with the portraits. Oh, there it is. Wait,
Found it.
thanks.
Are you on the same page with us? You know where we're at?
Wait, hi booty, Godfather, yes. That's the one.
Are you at the same place with us? Do you know where we're at?
Michael, what was the thing again?
It's a smart move.
Which was a line, Plum?
It's a smart move.
It's a smart move.
How come you said you were there if you didn't know what we were doing?
No, because I was in the website, Google.
You're what? Okay, anyway, we're keep going. Okay.
Before you get started.
Yes. What's up?
Thank you, Harpo. Thank you, Plum. Thank you, guys. Bedtime for Bonzo.
Ah,
I'll see you guys later.
okay, we're gonna miss you, bud. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you,
Bye.
See you next time, Craig. See you.
You bad. Y'all bad. See ya.
See ya.
Okay. Are we there yet?
Bonzo.
Okay.
Bedtime for Bonzo. Bonzo had to go. Okay.
Yeah, but anyways.
Concrete, you ready?
Alright, yes.
You know where It's a Smart Move is?
Mm-hmm.
And Michael's right there?
Yes.
Okay, you're going to go up like 3 lines, and it's going to say Tom after Michael sits beside him again in parentheses.
Tom, after Michael sits beside him.
No,
Again?
it's 4 lines up. If you just scroll up a little bit.
Hold on, I see 1, 2, 3. Tessio, alright? That one?
Right below that.
No, below it.
Tom, after Michael sits beside him again. Alright.
There you go.
Wait.
That's where we're going to start. Okay, so it's me and Jar.
Yeah.
We're going to read, and so now I need to give you direction because I need to tell you how to say it the way I want you to say it, the way I picture it in my head, right? That's part of the leading, initiating part. So we're going to do like a run through, and I'm just basically guide you and correct you how I want you to say it. So what's one of the best ways I could do that, Boggles?
Start with the one. I mean, start reading it and then have the other guy follow.
What's a good way to get him to say it how I want him to say it?
You give him an example. You say,
Yes, exactly. I tell him, I demonstrate it, right? Okay, so, let's see. I think Michael has the long lines at the bottom. Yeah, so you're going to be Michael. I'm going to be Tom. Okay, so we're going to do the part. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie before. Have you seen it before? Okay, so that's good. We're going to go from scratch. So this is like their mob father. They're talking to the Godfather, Michael, and he's like, it's just like a mafia, old school mafia movie, which you got to see at some point in your life. Okay, so Tom's like his advisor. They're like in a war council. He's like, after Michael sits beside him, do you know how they're going to come at you? And then you say, go ahead.
They're arranging a meeting in Brooklyn. Test brand.
No, okay, you gotta go old school Italian. I want you to say it like this. They're arranging a meeting in Brooklyn. Tessio's ground, well, I'll be safe.
Okay.
I want to hear you get deep down. You gotta go low. You're an old school mafia guy.
Okay.
Do you know how they're gonna come at you?
They're arranging in Brooklyn. Test brand. Where I'll be safe.
Yeah. I always thought it would have been Clemenza, not Tessio.
Smart move.
That's awesome, dude. Do that line again. That was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's fucking rad. Just like that. It's a smart move.
Keep going?
Yes. Okay, as you can see, Jar is my date.
Yeah.
And I've got to encourage him. So I've got to reward him for things I like the way he read it. It's a smart move, right? It made me laugh. So I gotta let him know. It amused me. It made his reaction was enjoyable to me. I'm verbalizing that. That means I'm conveying my reaction. This is super important in social interaction to convey your reaction to things, to what the other person's doing, what you like, what you don't like. It's important to convey that. So he said something. It's a smart move. Now I can enjoy it silently to myself, but I really like that. So I'm gonna let him know. I'm gonna say, hey, repeat it, right? I'm gonna reward him for when he's meeting my expectations.
Yeah.
It's a smart move. Go.
Sweet.
Guys, Tessie was always smarter, but I'm not.
Well, hold on. What's up?
Oh, I gotta bounce.
Okay, bud. Thanks for cutting. It's concrete, right?
Alright, concrete.
Bye, concrete. Cheers.
Bye.
Okay, Jar, go.
I've decided to become the godfather of concrete.
No. It's a smart move.
It's a smart move.
No, read it like last time, like you did last time.
I don't know. Okay, here we go.
See, you violated my expectation. I gotta go, no. Do it like you did it last time. Do it again.
It's a smart move.
No, it's a smart move. Tessio's always smarter. Come on, man, do it.
It's a smart move. Tessie was always smarter.
That's gay. Do it like you did it last time. That got me excited.
It's hard to replicate that.
Too bad, do it. I always thought it would have been Clemenza, not Tessio.
It's a smart move. Tessie was always smarter, but I'm gonna wait after the baptism.
Oh, you're terrible. You're terrible. Hold on, we gotta have somebody else do this. Okay, next up is who's up? Boggles?
Oh, I was gonna say none.
Boggles and Torero. Okay, Boggles, you're gonna be Tom. Torero, you're Michael. Do it.
Alright. Do you know how they're gonna come at ya?
An Indian gangster. I love it. So this is me giving my candid reaction to Boggles' disturbing Indian gangster accent. Okay, go ahead, Michael.
They're arranging a meeting.
Oh, fucking terrible. Okay. Hold on. This is not for a job interview. Start over. Okay, so we're gonna start at Indian Boggles. Boggles' accent is so terrible, but it's so much more enjoyable than your accent, even though it doesn't even sound anything like Italian. Do it, Boggles.
Do you know how they're gonna get at ya? Come at ya?
Awesome.
Okay, Michael.
They're arranging a meeting in Brooklyn.
Oh, fuck. Stop. Hold on. Me and Boggles. Boggles, go ahead. Do your line.
Do you know how they're gonna come at ya?
They're arranging a meeting in Brooklyn. Tessio's ground. Well, I'll be safe. All right. Go, Boggles. Do it again.
Do you know how they're gonna come at ya?
Michael.
They're arranging a meeting in Brooklyn. Tessio's ground, where I'll be safe.
Okay, fucking terrible. Do it slow.
Alright.
Once again, gotta meet my expectations, not medium. Doing it till we get it right. Go, Tom. Boggles. Tom Boggles.
Do you know how they're gonna get it? Hold on. Do you know how they're gonna come at ya?
They're arranging a meeting in Brooklyn. Tessio's ground, where I'll be safe.
Okay, watch. Go low. They're arranging a meeting in Brooklyn. Do it like that.
They're arranging a meeting in Brooklyn.
Tessio's ground.
Tessio's ground,
Get guttural. Where I'll be safe.
where I'll be safe.
Get guttural.
Where I'll be safe.
Where I'll be safe. Get guttural, man. Get down there. Ah,
Cookie Monster. Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster.
Where I'll be safe.
Fucking terrible. Tom, go. Do it.
Do you know how they're gonna come at ya?
They're arranging a meeting in Brooklyn. Tessio's ground, where I'll be safe.
Fucking terrible. Tom, do it.
Do you know how they're gonna come at ya?
look how fucking gay Boggles said. Do you know how I gotta come at you? It's so much better than you. Come on. Michael, do it.
They're arranging a meeting in Brooklyn. Tessio's ground, where I'll be safe.
Oh, fuck. Slow down. You're there. You're in the meeting in Brooklyn. They're arranging a meeting in Brooklyn. Go, say it low. Whisper almost.
They're arranging a meeting in
Oh,
Brooklyn.
fuck. Listen. They're arranging a meeting in Brooklyn. See how terrible you are and see how I have to micromanage each little part? I gotta break it down even more. Go, say it. Low voice. Low voice.
They're arranging a meeting in Brooklyn. Tessio's ground, where I'll be safe.
Yeah. Okay, Tom, go.
Do you know how they're
No,
gonna come at ya?
next one after that.
Next one, alright. And then I'll make it.
Yeah.
One.
Go ahead.
Hey, don't ground, man. I always thought it would be Clemenza, not Tessio.
It's a smart move. Tessio was always smarter. But I'm gonna wait. After the baptism, I decided to be godfather to Connie's baby. And then I'll meet with Don Barzini and Tataglia. All of the heads
No,
of
say
the
this part. The last part. I want you to go. And then I'll meet with Don Barzini and Tatalia and the heads of all the 5 families. Okay, say that.
And then I'll meet with Don Barzini and Tataglia, the heads of all the 5 families.
Okay, there you go. Okay, and then so on. That's how my bro day goes. All right. It was good talking to you guys. I think this was educational. I hope this was educational for you guys. See you later, chums.